Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney. It's Monday, September 21st. This is where we bring you your top headlines from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. Thank you for being here to get filled in on what's impacting you here in Northeast Ohio. We have a very exciting announcement here at 3 News Now today. If you are used to seeing us on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, there is now another place you can find your 3 News Now updates. 3 News Now is now available as a podcast, literally everywhere you get your podcast. So some people had expressed interest in it, and now we've got it up and running as a podcast. So you can watch it if you still enjoy watching it. You can also listen to it if you're on the go doing whatever it is you need to do. So that is on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Podbean. Wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. So if podcasts are your thing, please subscribe and review. That helps us get in front of more people. We really appreciate it. So now with that announcement out of the way, let's get into the big news from the weekend. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away on Friday from complications due to pancreatic cancer at the age of 87. And very quickly, people started wondering what is next for the Supreme Court. Now, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, known by so many as the notorious RBG, was a true champion for equality, for women's rights. She was only the second woman ever appointed to the United States Supreme Court. That was in 1993 by then President Bill Clinton, just 27 years ago. And before she passed away, she dictated a statement to her granddaughter that it was her dying wish that her seat not be filled on the Supreme Court until the person who wins the election on November 3rd, the next president, whether that is President Donald Trump or Democratic nominee Joe Biden, is installed in power. Well, lots of people talking about this. Of course, it is the Senate that confirms Supreme Court justices. It's the president who makes the nomination. And so now we take a look at some party politics at play. If you remember, back in 2016, Republican senators refused to vote on a nominee when then Justice Antonin Scalia passed away in February. That was almost a full year before then President Barack Obama's presidency was up. Now here we are just 43 days before the election. Many Republicans said at that time, back in 2016, when then President Obama nominated Merrick Garland, that the American people should have a voice in who will be the next Supreme Court Justice nominee. Many of them are saying something different now. That includes our senators from Ohio. Both Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown and Senator Rob Portman have spoken on this issue, of course, at different times. And what it comes down to is the party that is in power. So our senator for Ohio, Sherrod Brown, says that we should wait and echoed those sentiments from 2016 that the American people should have a voice in who is nominated by way of who they vote for president on November 3rd. Well, our senator for Ohio, Rob Portman, said that he will vote if a vote is brought to the Senate floor. And of course, the person who is in charge of that is the majority leader, Republican Senator Mitch McConnell. Portman put out a statement this weekend. He said, since the 1880s, no Senate has confirmed an opposing party president's Supreme Court nominee in a presidential election year. He said, in contrast, when the presidency and the Senate are controlled by the same party, the precedent is for the president's nominees to get confirmed. And in the 19 times that there has been a vacancy that has come up on the Supreme Court when the president and the Senate are both of the same party, the Senate has that confirmed the nominee and filled that seat every time but one. But here's something that a lot of people are talking about right now. They're talking about the timing of this. So just to give you an idea of how long this process usually takes, the Supreme Court nominations generally take about 70 days to move through the Senate. However, the last nomination for Justice Brett Kavanaugh took longer than that. And now, here on September 21st, we are just 43 days away from the election. Now, if you add into that factoring that the Congress will be on recess September 28th and 29th, and then they are scheduled again to be on recess October 12th through November 6th, that's just 3 weeks from now. If this were to happen before the election, it would be very quick. It would be one of the quickest nominations and appointments of a Supreme Court nominee that we've seen here in the U.S. Now, keep in mind, this could happen before or after the election, regardless of the result, regardless of whether President Donald Trump is reelected or regardless of whether Democratic nominee Joe Biden is elected. The Senate could push forward with a confirmation between now and then, because the next Congress won't be sworn in, won't take office until January 3rd, which is sooner than when the next president either remains in office or takes office. So let's look at the numbers and how that looks right now. So previously, Supreme Court nominations needed 60 votes to confirm by the Senate. However, that was only if a senator objected. You needed at least 60 votes. But Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell changed that rule in 2017 to allow a confirmation of a Supreme Court justice with just 51 votes, so just a majority. And Republicans currently control the Senate by a vote of 53 to 47 if they vote strictly along party lines. That means that they could lose up to 3 votes. They could lose up to 3 senators who decide that they do not believe that a nomination should take place before the election or before a new president or the same president were to be sworn in, taking power in January. And they could still confirm a justice. That's because they would still have 50 votes along party lines. And if there is a tie, current Vice President Mike Pence breaks that vote with a 50-50 tie. So here's the breakdown of what we know right now. Republican senators who do not support a vote before the election are Republican Senator Susan Collins of Maine and Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. There's a question mark right now on Republican Senator Mitt Romney of Utah. But even so, even if Romney did decide that he did not support confirming a nominee before the election, Democrats would still need one more Republican to say the same thing in order to stop a confirmation before the election. A lot can happen. Now, there's a whole nother topic of conversation that if President Donald Trump is not elected, but they do move forward with this process, what could happen in the future? Democrats have already said if something like that happens and it is Biden who ends up winning the election on November 3rd, that they would explore lots of options, including adding 2 seats to the Supreme Court. Right now, we have 9 justices on the Supreme Court, but that's not a fixed number. That's not required by the Constitution. There have been many different configurations of the court in the past. We've had 10, we've had 5. A lot can happen. That's where it stands right now. Right now, the big question is, will Republican senators be able to get a vote on a nominee? And whether that happens before or after the election could be simply a question of timing. And of course, if that does happen, it's probably pretty unlikely that they'll go on that recess October 12th. And that's when a lot of them, some of them are in tight races to keep their Senate seats, would rather be campaigning. So we'll be following that very closely. Again, we see how our senators here from Ohio stand on it. Democratic Sherrod Brown says that we should wait, and Republican Rob Portman says that he will do his duty and he will vote if there is a vote called on the Senate floor. Today here in Ohio, President Donald Trump is coming to Ohio for a Great American Comeback Rally. That's what they're calling the rally. That will be held at Eugene F. Kranz Toledo Express Airport in Swanton, Ohio. That's about 30 minutes west of Toledo, if you're not familiar with the area. So the rally will start tonight at 7 p.m. Those doors will open at 4 p.m. 3 News will be on the scene and providing updates on WKYC.com, of course. Now, when people are registering for this, people are being asked to acknowledge that they do understand they could come in contact with COVID-19. This is in the form of a waiver to protect President Donald Trump's campaign and the venue from any liability in case anyone does get sick. Masks will be required for everyone in attendance. Those are coming from the Toledo-Lucas County Health Department. Next week, we have the debate being hosted here in Cleveland between Democratic nominee Joe Biden and President Donald Trump. That will happen at the Health Education Campus of Case Western Reserve University. That's going to be on September 29th. The debate will be 90 minutes long. That will air from 9 to 10:30, and it'll be broken up into 6 15-minute segments, and that will be moderated by Fox News anchor Chris Wallace. Just to give you an idea of how things are looking here in the state of Ohio currently, polls show the president has a narrow lead over Biden in Ohio, 50% to 45%. That's what it's looking like here in Ohio. Here's a reminder for you, speaking of the election, that tomorrow is National Voter Registration Day, Tuesday, September 22nd. There will be several events in the area. Here's two of them if you're in the greater Cleveland area. Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse will be registering people to vote in person starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And a new venue called the 6th City Sailors Club, that's on Euclid Avenue and 6th here in downtown Cleveland, will also be registering voters from 4:30 to 8 p.m. The deadline to register to vote here in Ohio is October 5th, and that is very soon. That's just 14 days away. I tweeted a link if you would prefer to register to vote online if you haven't already done that, or if you just want to check your voter registration status, you can find that at _Stephanie Haney. Also new today, there has been another update to the CDC website. The CDC is now acknowledging that coronavirus is airborne. This is an update to their website acknowledging what experts have been saying, that coronavirus is often spread through aerosols. So the site now says this: airborne viruses, including COVID-19, are among the most contagious and easily spread. Previously, the website said that the virus is thought to spread mainly between people who are close to each other within 6 feet. Now it acknowledges that respiratory droplets, or small particles such as those in aerosols produced when an infected person coughs, sneezes, sings, talks, or breathes, can contribute to the spread of COVID-19. This is after a letter back in April was sent by top scientists to the White House saying that research shows that COVID-19 can spread by talking or even just breathing, and not just by sneezing and coughing. This update comes after there was an update last week to testing guidance. In August, the CDC quietly updated its website to say that people who had come in contact with someone who had tested positive for COVID-19 but didn't feel any symptoms didn't need to be tested. Well, last week the CDC updated the site. They said they were clarifying that guidance and that people do need to be tested if you've been around someone who tested positive for COVID-19 for more than 15 minutes. So the CDC making lots of changes lately to the guidance on its website. Here's some good news here in Ohio. U.S. Marshals have recovered a total of 35 missing Northeast Ohio children. This is part of something called Operation Safety Net. This is a partnership with local police that was announced just a few weeks ago. And the children who are recovered are between the ages of 13 and 18 from the Cuyahoga County area. About 1 in 5 of those cases was found to be tied to human trafficking. The teenagers were found all over Ohio and as far away as Miami, Florida. Some of the cities where the children were found in were Cleveland, Euclid, Akron, and Columbus, and again, as far away as Florida. So far-reaching implications here. This is something that the U.S. Marshals Office has been partnering with cities across the country in order to do. It was very successful here. They've now created a permanent missing children's unit throughout northern Ohio's 40 counties. So that focus will be on children who are missing or have been abused, neglected, or victims of trafficking. So there were 40 cases that were enrolled in the original Operation Safety Net, and 5 of those children still remain unaccounted for. So those cases will be worked by the new permanent unit. If you have any information about a child that you believe to be missing or believe to be victim of one of those instances of abuse, neglect, or trafficking, you are asked to call the U.S. Marshals tip line. That is at 866-492-6833. Again, that is 866-492-6833. Here on Channel 3, the Ellen DeGeneres Show is premiering its new season today. This will be the 18th season of the daytime talk show, and Ellen is starting by making an on-air apology addressing those allegations of a toxic work environment. Ellen, in a monologue, is apologizing for things that she said never should have happened. She says she knows she's in a position of privilege and power and realizes with that comes responsibility, and she takes responsibility for what happens at her show. Now, as a reminder, over the summer, 3 producers left the Ellen DeGeneres Show. This was after allegations of a dysfunctional workplace, including sexual misconduct, and racially insensitive remarks. This was after a review when a BuzzFeed news report came out in July that was based on 36 interviews with anonymous ex-staffers who complained or said that they witnessed this improper or unfair treatment. So today we will see Ellen discuss those issues back in studio after taping all summer from her home. So Ellen says in the episode that will air today, they've had a lot of conversations over the last few weeks about the show, the workplace, and what they want for the future. Ellen said this: "We have made the necessary changes, and today we are starting a new chapter." One big change will be no in-studio audience right now, as she is back in studio again for the first time in quite a while, but there will be virtual audience members, so there will be some audience interaction. And the guest today is Tiffany Haddish. The rest of this week on Ellen, we expect to see Kerry Washington, Alec Baldwin, and Chrissy Teigen, who, by the way, just revealed on social media the other day that they're expecting a baby boy. She sort of let that slip in a story that she posted. Others that will be on this month include Chris Rock, Amy Schumer, Adam Sandler, and Orlando Bloom. And in all this shakeup, by the way, about the workplace conditions, Twitch, who is the DJ and also an incredible dancer, if you don't follow him on TikTok, you absolutely should, with his partner, Allison Holker. Incredible dancing there, and TikTok is still available for download. By the way, that download ban did not go into effect. It's been pushed off as they try and figure out what's going to happen with the U.S. ownership of TikTok. Anyway, Twitch, whose name is Stephen Boss, he was promoted to co-executive producer in the midst of all of these workplace allegations, and he'll be guest hosting upcoming episodes of Ellen this fall. Definitely something to watch out for. You can watch that starting today at 4 p.m. right here on Channel 3. Last night was the big night for TV. It was the 72nd Primetime Emmy Awards, and it was hosted by Jimmy Kimmel. Of course, changes here as well. Jimmy Kimmel hosted it from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, but nominees joined the show remotely from their homes. They had been shipped out all these camera setups, lighting setups, and directions on how to set it up and everything. Well, there was history made at the Emmys last night, and not just because everybody was piping in from home. The TV show Schitt's Creek swept the comedy category. Now, that is something that even TV show greats like Frasier and Modern Family could not do. The father-son duo of Eugene and Dan Levy each won for their roles as David and Johnny Rose in the lead actor and supporting actor categories. Catherine O'Hara won the award for Best Lead Actress for her portrayal of the family's matriarch, Moira Rose, and Annie Murphy won for Best Supporting Actress as Alexa Rose. The show also won for Best Writing and Best Overall Comedy. A great night for that show, absolutely. Now, in the miniseries category, HBO's Watchmen won big with 11 total trophies. That included Regina King for her role in the show. HBO also took home awards for their dramedy Succession, which won a total of 9 Emmys. And then another 3 trophies for Euphoria, with Zendaya winning lead actress in a drama series category. Now, here is what is so incredible about that. Zendaya, who was 24, is now the youngest woman to ever win in that category, and she is also only the second Black woman to win that award. You can check out the full list of Emmy winners on WKYC.com and in our WKYC app. That's it for your 3 News Now early update for Monday, September 21st. If you're joining us on the podcast for the very first time, please subscribe, leave a review, let us know what you think. It does help us get out there to more people, which is the goal. We want to connect and engage. I'll be back here at 3 p.m. when we get those latest numbers in from the Ohio Department of Health. Everyone, stay safe. Be well, enjoy your afternoon, and I'll see you back here in a little bit. I'm Stephanie Haney.